This is week 15 of this thing I'm doing.
Snake, that's not Master Miller.
So who is it?
Snake, you've been talking to
Me, dear brother. Liquid, how the... You've served your purpose. You may die now.
Liquid!
I caved and bought a PS2 this week. Pro tip, don't get most consoles at retro gaming stores. eBay always has the most competitive prices. Still, retro gaming stores are good for controllers and games I'd rather not pay shipping for. Anyways, each week in this devlog, I'm working on 3 separate projects. For these projects, I'll mainly be using MuseScore for music, Maya for 3D, and Godot for games, along with a handful of others. Now then, let's get rocked.
Do we wanna get rocked?
I don't like this rock.
Oh, sorry, I don't like that rock either.
Robert,
Yeah.
it's pissing me off.
What? Very good. Yeah. What? Very good. Ay, 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 ay.
I spent a lot of time on Phillipon this week, so the other projects got a little sidelined. Still, I did get some work done on them. Kept working on a new track for the GT score. Right now I only have 2 solid melodies down for an electric guitar and a bass guitar, but I'm liking how it's turning out. For Hell Hiss, I experimented with colors since I really haven't thought too much about it, what his colors are going to look like. I figured it'd be good to just trial and error it, you know. Started with a brown texture, but then I decided I want to try a few things. Landed on a grayscale armor with black under armor. I also added a texture for the eye. We'll see if it ends up sticking around though. Overall though, a decent amount got done considering the time I gave to just these projects. It was a good week. Oh gosh, what didn't I do this week? Well, I guess it's time to shotgun through it. So, I worked on the theme for the next level, but I ended up deciding it sounded better as an extension of a lab level. I worked on the pack rat enemy, got rid of the holes in his sleeves, and I added a sort of bandana around his neck, since that filled up a lot of the empty space on his pixel art. But then animated a jump attack for him, shifted pixels around and gave his little bandana a floating descent. Next up, I worked on a character I called Evie, basically Dark Link for Phillipon. Evie will use a sort of mirror shard to attack rather than the hand that Phillipon uses. Not sure if I could get something that complex out in time, but it was fun to brainstorm for sure. I then started making a pause menu and title screen for the game. It's something super basic. Looked up a few helpful tutorials and got that done pretty quick, keeping in mind a few bugs along the way. Next thing was the canvas layer. Basically, I wanted the health icon to stay at the top left of the viewport, so I used a canvas layer to make that happen. Bit of troubleshooting, but I got it done. Added a sound for when the enemy dies. It makes a noise as if they're vanishing into nothing. The next big thing was retooling the level design. Since I hand designed the backgrounds to the actual stage, meaning I drew the backgrounds as if I'm placing them right on top of the current level, I need to make sure that the levels were exactly how I wanted them to feel, because there's no going back and changing it. So that meant troubleshooting what felt like too far of a walk or not far enough, etc. I did this for all the levels past level 1, and messed with the layout so that the camera could be semi-situated in most of the levels. Next up was designing the title screen, which was super fun. Start with the idea that Phillipon would be sleeping under a tree like Kirby, and I really wanted to make it similar to Sonic 3's 3D title screen. So I started sketching up an idea and I threw the image into Maya and I made a 3D render of that idea. The 3D really helps give it more dimensionality than I'd be able to do just by drawing it. So after I got the camera situated, everything how I wanted it, I took a screenshot of that render and imported it back to Clip Studio so I can trace over it and give it more of a cartoony hand-drawn feel. Like it's half 3D, half sketched. I'm very happy with how it turned out, and it was simple enough to add to the game. Just for fun though, I threw in a CRT filter over the image and a load-in animation that made it look like the TV was being turned on when you loaded it up. Next, I worked on the actual logo for the game. I'm not good at designing logos, so I'm sticking to the fonts that Sprite comes pre-installed with and seeing if I can do anything cool with those. I did a cursive one and then one that kind of looks like a Sonic logo, but I'm not super stoked about either of them. They just feel kind of bland, though still room for improvement. I eventually got around to hand designing the second level of the game and the background for at least the first 2 sections. Finally got around to programming the Foxtrot's Leap attack. It took a lot of troubleshooting for something so simple. Ended up using what I use for the Icadroids, which is a path attack. I basically made the path a loop so that the character restarts at the spot it was in at the beginning. It then has a lot of cooldowns, raycasts, and flipping in the event that the character jumps behind the enemy instead of in front of it. Bunch of time, bunch of stuff, but it was worth it. I did add a backstep animation to it as well, by the way. Last thing I did was work on the mythics this week. It's the same deal, using a path 2D node. The enemy has to move back and forth on a path. So much stuff this week. So much. I had like 12 hours of raw footage just for the Phillipon side of these projects, which low-key wrecked my laptop storage. "12 hours may not be a lot for some people, but for me it was a lot. I'm proud of the work I put in this week. I think I can get this project done before the deadline for sure.